Why 101 Dalmatians? I don't get the... Oh, wait. Now I get it. It's because it's 101 chapter. Well played, Ishida. The two king has finally come face to face after a month later, and it was rather disturbing to hear the words from Furuta as it elevated him as a disgusting future tyrant that needs to be put down for good. The chapter also offers other insights of other characters, as well as interesting information that start to clear out the loose plot points. This was essentially calm before storm that is growing more and more. I didn't know what to expect from the conversation between Kaneki and Furuta, but I sure was satisfied in the writing perspective. It slowly creates a disturbing atmosphere that not only left Furuta as a hateful antagonist, but an interesting one no less. It was worth mentioning that Kaneki was actually there to meet with the old man Washu. However, now that he was killed and Masuri slowly losing his position and credibility, the worst is on the horizon. In other words, the path to peace treaty is more problematic than Kaneki perhaps expected. Even with Arima's disappearance, we are still treated with more informative insight of the garden, as well as why Rize was such a hidden character. While there is room for more explanation on her character, you can sense that we are going to receive the big picture of the entire story sooner or later. That said, it was an eerie feeling that this info, as well as everything that Furuta said to Kaneki, that had me a bit of chills. The way how Washu family works was rather damaging on how people were made to have a role to fulfill rather than a choice. It's all about passing down the seed. Arima and Furuta was seen like damaged goods, which is upsetting, knowing on why Arima went out of his way, as well as why he created this plan of One-Eyed King's model. Wombs are tasked to ensure the preservation of a pure Washu bloodline. Rize was one. The backstory of Rize and Furuta could have been a simple love story, with Furuta developed feelings for her, wishing to marry her. However, Ishida clearly wanted to show the irony and twisted view of his character. He was the one that saved her from the misery of the Washu, yet because of her act of selfishness, he ended up being the one to end her. Freedom at least. It's worth mentioning that Kaneki was just there at the wrong place at the wrong time, so it didn't make it look like he's the chosen one. It gets disgusting when seeing himself as king could lead him to marry her, as he wants to get so many kids, 101 Dalmatian style. See the connection there? It's ironic if we don't take it metaphorically of him stating that Washu were raping her, yet he particularly saying that he'd be the one doing so. I also like the connecting thought of how he sees the title king, reminiscing to the way how it was done in like Game of Thrones setting, or going by historical events, the Warring States period. It left me impressed with his character as the antagonist, knowing his twisted view and how he even tried to give Kaneki the option to take all the falls, which go against to what Arima wanted him to persuade. The way he sees a reason alone, petty or not, is better than nothing. Thus, it's justified enough to take action. I don't know if this will make it difficult for Kaneki, though knowing Furuta, anything can happen, since he is the one that is hard to read. On the lighter side, Take and Yomo have a delighting conversation of their viewpoint on Arima. Yomo will forever have a grudge against Arima, which is reasonable, so at least the writing isn't there to make Arima a saint, and rather it shows how everyone has a different view of said person. Take was a bit sad because he was described as empty as Arima, which reinforced that Take has deep respect for him. Tracing back to what he said back in the previous chapters, it made sense on why he couldn't face Arima in his deathbed. It was actually touching. It ended really nicely with the metaphor of a coffee being delicious, whether it is made for ghouls or by them. It gave the feeling of understanding that there are no differences between them. It shows the compassion that one day they can be together like normal, rather than being classified closer to racism in some sort of sense. It reminded me of Kingdom, though opposite effect. Cheap plug, read that series. The story seems to start engaged to action quick look as Furuta wants that supremacy really bad, so Masuri is in deep trouble. That really got to suck for him. It makes it worse that Furuta already united with Period, so it feels like a collateral damage in that sense. It's all a ruse to have the way they want it, let alone further makes Kaneki the worst. I did like the input from Suzuya, brushing away the thought of that Kaneki will pull this tactic. Kaneki said his action to bring out white suits. The art was nicely drawn, especially in the beginning of the chapter. It was illustrated well enough to pull a transition of how eerie the atmosphere was becoming as Furuta pulled many expressions, from a comical look of a nerd to a disgusting, greedy man. It gave you a good view of his character, not to mention the body language from him is very telling. The chapter left on a creepy note, now that Nico is on the scene, to do something about Akira since she's not recovering well. It's not going to be good, especially the fact we seriously can't trust him, yet others aren't aware of his background. I did like how Takizawa shows his true color, that he really wants her to be saved. All in all, this was calm before storm chapter, as the two kings have an interesting yet dark turn conversation that really want me to see Furuta to get killed in the worst possible manner. It was filled with new info as well as a delightful sigh from another conversation, only to end with new problems. It's definitely going to get interesting quick, as one would hope that nothing can go wrong. Sadly, we are in for one very soon. I'm giving this chapter an 8. Seriously, once I saw Nico, I was thinking, ah crap, I have no idea what's his game, especially with the whole Period being unpredictable. Maybe he would like to get Roma back, but that's just one idea of many possibilities. I doubt he's there to fight with them, though maybe he's really strong, but I don't think that's the case. Still, I think whatever it is, it won't be good news. My thoughts are told, don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.